Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back.
David DeSalle here, your host of the Business with the Boyz podcast, and as always, joined with my co-host, Landon Troyer. Landon, you've been doing some red light therapy, some cryo, some stretching. You're in the recovery phase of your life, I feel.
I think it's called the getting old phase of your life and not wanting to admit it.
Oh, man. But has that stuff been going well so far? I know you just recently started, and I know they take a little bit to really shake out, but how's it going so far?
Yeah, so I mean, I've never really done any of that before. And as you know, and many of our listeners know me, I go kind of hard, and I plan to wear this body out when the good Lord says it's my time to go home. So, yeah, I've just been kind of going a little hard, and nothing major injury-wise, just a lot of nagging stuff. And so the spa that my wife works at, Elevate, shout out Elevate, let us know if you want to sponsor, but they've got a number of different recovery things. So yeah, like cryo, red light, then I've been getting professionally stretched by, a physical therapy assistant 1 day a week. And honestly, I'm not a flexible person. As many sports and stuff as I've always played, I've always been pretty rigid. So that's been a painful learning curve, but it's a good one when I walk out of there. So yeah, it's helped me get my legs back under me for sure. So we'll see where it goes.
Excellent. Well, for this episode, it's going to be short and sweet. We're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. So we are, I guess technically this is our 26th episode, and we're about halfway through the year. And we just want to spend a moment and reflect, and also give you a heads up that we're taking a little bit of a break for the month of July. Not only is it difficult coordinating schedules with busy people, entrepreneurial people, folks who run legitimate businesses. But when you add the heat of the summer to it, and travel and family time and all that, we thought it would be best to just give everyone a break for July and pick things back up in August. But we wanted to spend some time and reflect on the journey so far. You know, we've had a lot of really badass guests. I'm just going to start at the top quick, Landon, because it's amazing how many great people we've had an opportunity to meet and hear from, people that we've known that we were able to dig a little bit deeper with and understand their backstory even more. So I'm just going to go through and just list out these names quickly as a recap. So we've had Dan Allison, Peter Mayberry, Matt Taylor. We had Drew, Rusty, and Travis, Jeff Himmelberg, Terry Shanahan twice, Chris Polito, Josh Kosnick, Aaron Ward, who I just had an opportunity to speak with the other day about Jesus, which was pretty cool, seeing all the different directions these can go. Alan Tyndall, Mark Bielik, Brent Blecky, Sarah Charlton, Hunter Terpenny, Aaron Newell, Landon, myself, Taylor Stormberg, Christine Weeks, Ryan Ferguson a couple times, Larry Rasmussen, Bill Esch, and Josh Hannum. A lot of badass people. I'd be curious to know, which I don't know if we can ever get folks to divulge this stuff, but there's probably, I don't know, dude, probably, I don't know, speaking in broad strokes, 400 to 600 million in net worth. I'd say it's right around there ballpark wise when you take into consideration, you know, the businesses they run, the assets they have, the real estate they hold. It's probably pretty close to that number. That's sick.
Yeah, that's up there, right? And just the thing I love most about everybody we've had on is just how real they are, right? I mean, despite that, the amount of success that they can have, you know, they all still want to do more, and it's not necessarily for personal gain. I think most of our guests, as the audience would probably attest to just from hearing their story, you know, a lot of them love their teams, love the businesses they're building, and truly want to leave kind of a legacy and leave the world a better place. So that to me is always pretty cool too, and especially on the financial planning side of things, when you get to kind of unwind things and put things into perspective and see what people really want to do and how they want to, leave their legacy is pretty cool.
It is. And for those of you who are unaware, Landon and I set out on this journey, late summer, early fall last year, just kind of ideating, sitting around the fire. You came up with the name, and we had floated out other names previous to this, and then you said Business with the Boyz, and we were like, yeah, that's it. That has a good ring to it. And we didn't really know what form this was going to take, really. We just wanted zero. So we just wanted to, take some time and hear stories from successful folks and share that with all of you. And it's interesting. I've gotten feedback from folks where they like that our guests are somebodies, right? They've actually accomplished some things. However, they're not the Grant Cardones, the Andy Frisellas, the super, super successful people where it's almost unrelatable. Like, these people are far enough away to be inspirational, but close enough to provide motivation as well. And it's really cool to hear that. It's also been really cool. I know you've worked with a number of these folks from a wealth management standpoint. We've worked with a number of these folks from an exit planning and value acceleration business consulting standpoint. But even cooler than that, there's been way more people than we've worked with that have decided to do business in some way, shape, or form together, particularly after that meetup that we had at the weekend, around the corner from you. And it's just really cool to see how this journey has been able to bring folks together, do business together and impact each other's lives. It's been neat to see.
Yeah, that to me has been one of the coolest byproducts of doing this, in all honesty, right? And I always say when good people get together, great things happen. And this is just a testament to that. And in all reality, I mean, like I said, we literally just wanted to get everybody together, buy them a few drinks and some appetizers and say, thanks for having them on. And then next thing you know, typical type A's and entrepreneurs, they're all talking to each other and learn about each other's businesses. And then, who doesn't want to support somebody's business that if you're going to utilize a service or whatever they're doing, I always would rather do with somebody that I know and like and, want to take care of them. So it's been really cool to watch and see that kind of come to fruition and a number of individuals kind of working back and forth with each other on things.
Yeah. And I think the lesson that I've learned during this so far is, sure, it's good to have an idea as to where you're heading, which we did. It's, hey, we want to share stories, but you don't need to have everything figured out. We've stumbled.
No, I rarely do. Right. It's kind of stumbled my way to where I'm at now.
Right. And it's just cool to see. I think the lesson here is like, you don't need to have it all figured out, just start. And that's the lesson that I learned with most of these guests is a lot of them had no idea what they were doing when they were doing it, but they figured it out. And there's a lot of thank yous too that we need to make mention of, Landon. So first and foremost, from me to you, thank you. You've done a wonderful job corralling some badass guests and being a wonderful partner on this. And in no particular order, also want to thank all of our listeners. I mean, we had 1 week where we had close to 4,000 downloads in 1 week, having just started this. Landon won't necessarily share this, but it happened to be Landon's episode. So you guys really, really like Landon. But that was a badass week. I remember opening up the stats and I'm like, whoa, what happened? And I looked, I was like, oh, Landon, people like you.
That or it's the opposite. Who knows, right?
Listen to this ass.
Maybe people are tuning in for ammo. Who knows?
That's funny. But, thank you to all of you listening. Thank you to Landjet. We didn't start this journey looking for sponsorships or anything like that. And for those of you who have listened to the last few episodes, you know that we received a sponsorship from Landjet. And for those of you who are unaware, it's a mobile office. It's a mobile experience. It's the badass Sprinter vans that are modded out to where anything you can do in an office, you can do in the Sprinter van. If you want to go on a golf trip or a ladies trip or a night out or whatever, they can accommodate that as well. Entertaining clients, entertaining family and friends, going to a game together. But that wasn't on our radar. We weren't reaching out to people asking for dollars. Like, they reached out to us, which was just super neat. So thank you to Landjet.
For sure. Shout out Landjet on that, and just thank you for the support and believing in us again, because that one kind of caught us out of the blue too. And we didn't even really know how to approach it, right? But they were like, we just like the show and want to partner with you. So we appreciate them taking a flyer on us for sure.
And thank you to my wife as well, Kennedy. For those of you who are connected to us on social media, all the album covers with Landon and I and the guest in between us are all put together and designed by her. So, babe, thank you, love you, appreciate you. And for all the guests who submit their headshots that I sometimes need to reach out to more than once, thanks for accepting my professional persistence, because I get yelled at when I send her the photo the morning of, like, hey, can you spin this up real quick? She's like, can you send this shit to me earlier? I'm like, I'm trying. So thank you for that. And then the show would not be possible without, as we call him, G Unit. That's a nickname that Landon gave that has since stuck beyond just us. But Graham Gardner, who does all the production of our episode. And if anyone's thinking about a podcast and doesn't know how to edit it, reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with Graham. His work is phenomenal.
Chop it up. He's the best in the biz.
So appreciate you, Graham, very much so. What are we missing? Who are we missing? I thank you to our guests. I want to be abundantly clear. Without all you guys, this would not be possible. But what are we forgetting?
I mean, I've had the number of you that have reached out with potential guests and introductions. You guys as listeners has been awesome, and I would say keep that coming. I'm excited for the guests that we have booked already in the future, and we are going to continue to need new guests every week. So anybody that you think would be good, that fits our format and likes to get real and has a cool story to share, we'd love to chat with them. So keep those coming, and thank you to those of you who have sent individuals our way. It means a lot.
For sure. And not that it's a competition by any means, but I know most people listening to this are competitive. What I will say is Aaron Newell is blowing all you out of the water. He's got introductions left and right about our guests. I don't know the exact number, but and I may be exaggerating slightly, but I feel like half of our guests have been introductions from Aaron Newell. So everyone else, step up. Let's see if you can surpass Aaron. But no, in all seriousness, our circles are pretty big, but they only go so far. And if we can tap into your circles and spend some time with the guys and gals in your world that are badass, do not hesitate to make an introduction or ask us if we think they'd be a good fit. We appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. And I'd just say, if there's anything we can do to help any of our listeners, let us know. I know you, David, and I know myself personally, we're natural connectors and love to help people first. And, I think we're fortunate that in this business, if we take care of others, we and our families get taken care of as well. So any of you out there that potentially need anything or looking for introductions on, whether it's making a move or starting your own business, whatever it may be, not that we have an abundance of time, but we are happy to give time wherever we can. And I know David and myself personally would be happy to share stories. And David specifically, I mean, he's been a coach, consultant for a long time. He's one of the best in the business. And I know when I'm having a shitty day or just need to reflect, sometimes it's good just to have a call and have him say, quit being a bitch, pick yourself up, and let's go. And so appreciate you Double D as well. So,
And thanks for handling all my stupid first-time home buyer questions and DIY projects of
I have a feeling those are just getting warmed up.
Oh, dude, this is, even if I know the answer, I'm still asking you the question just to bust your balls. But I appreciate all that. And there's some stuff we're working on long term that I think you'll all like and appreciate. So this is a 2025 sort of seed that I'm planting, but more to come on that stuff. But with that said, Landon, we'll obviously be talking, but enjoy surfing behind the boat. Everyone listening, enjoy your July, and we'll catch you here in August in a few weeks. So peace out.
Appreciate all of you.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.